In the heart of an ancient city, nestled among ivy-covered manors and cobblestone streets, there stood the Grand Aramore Estate, a palace of candlelit corridors, golden balconies, and secrets deeper than its wine cellars. Once every decade, when the twin moons aligned in the sky, Aramore would host the Masquerade Ball of Eternal Night, a forbidden affair whispered about in noble courts and artist alleys alike. Sonya Blaze, a renowned dancer from the frozen northern provinces, had arrived at the capital with only a raven feather mask and a name whispered like a secret in elite circles. She wasn't nobility. She wasn't royalty. But she moved with a grace that made statues envious and a fire in her eyes that couldn't be taught. She had no interest in titles or treasures, only in truth and the veiled power that hid behind silken curtains. Liya Silver, on the other hand, was the city's enigma. Daughter of a fallen house, she had rebuilt her reputation through cunning alliances and whispers traded in libraries and moonlit gardens. Her silver gown shimmered like stardust, and her mask, crafted of glass and illusion, reflected not her face, but the thoughts of those who stared into it. The night of the ball arrived with the ringing of 1,000 crystal bells. Masked figures twirled through grand halls lit by floating lanterns and glowing roses. The music, composed for this night alone, carried an eerie, irresistible rhythm, as if the instruments themselves knew ancient magic. No names were spoken at the masquerade. No identities revealed. Only gestures, glances, and games played with wit and hidden daggers. Sonya, dressed in a blood-red gown with her raven mask, entered the ballroom like a flame entering darkness. Her presence didn't demand attention, it earned it. Her every step marked the floor with unspoken stories. She wasn't searching for anyone, yet her eyes moved like she expected to find a shadow she had dreamed of once. Liya stood at the balcony, watching the dancers like a queen contemplating her kingdom. She sipped golden wine that shimmered with alchemy and secrets. When her gaze met Sonya's, time seemed to falter. Not stop, just hesitate. They met by the 5th chime of midnight. Their dance began, without words. Sonya offered a hand. Liya accepted with a tilt of her head. They moved not like strangers, but like two storms finally converging. The crowd stepped back. The music changed. Each movement between them was a dialogue of glances and breath. Liya spun with grace, her silver train trailing behind her like a comet's tail, while Sonya held her steady like gravity itself. For a moment, the masquerade became their universe. But beneath the elegance, there were deeper currents. Sonya had come not just for the dance, but for a secret, an artifact rumored to be hidden beneath Aramore, one that could unmask the corrupt nobility who fed off the people's suffering. Liya had sworn to protect it, for reasons known only to her. After their dance, in a garden behind the ballroom, they met again, unmasked under the moonlight. "You know what I'm here for," Sonya said, her voice a whisper of wind and fire. "I do," Liya replied, unafraid. "And I know why you shouldn't have it." A pause. Not silence, just tension. "But maybe," Liya added, stepping closer, "you don't yet know the whole story." They sat beneath the silver blossoms, and what began as a confrontation turned into a confession. Stories were exchanged, past wounds, shared dreams, betrayals. Sonya learned of Liya's burden, and Liya of Sonya's rage. Slowly, the walls of duty and desire began to blur. By the time dawn kissed the city's towers, Sonya and Liya stood not as adversaries, but as something much rarer, allies born in truth. The artifact stayed hidden for now. The real victory of that night wasn't power or secrets, but connection. A fire forged not in battle, but in dance, in trust, and in the courage it takes to remove the mask when everyone else wears one. And when the guests departed, none knew what truly happened